Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to make this video very simple, right? This is meant for those people who do not like to invest in learning, who do not wish to get into anything complicated like even picking mutual funds and trying to time the market and all that. No, don't need to do any of these things. And there are products created just for you, and you stick to them and life will be very fine. What is important is you don't have to look at REIT, you do not have to look at PMS, you do not have to look at AIF, right? I'm using these words. If you do not understand, more power to you, great, that's what you need. You don't need to understand. So if you have some of the basic rules of life right, like avoiding financially irresponsible people. You married the wrong person, bad luck. By a man or woman, they can destroy your wealth. If you haven't done any of those stupid mistakes of being in families where they are more interested in wealth destruction, then that itself is half the battle won, or maybe 90% of the battle won. You learn some of the basics, like you earn enough and you save, you spend and you save. You save, convert that saving into investing. You have simple 1 or 2 credit cards, 1 or 2 bank accounts, term insurance, health insurance. Now we come, once you taken care of these basics and you have a fund at home, which is in terms of cash, some money in the savings bank account, some money in the bank fixed deposit. Believe me, it's not such a bad product after all. And some money in ultra short bond fund, that is also taken care of. That brings us to investing. If I tell you investing is simple, you're going to laugh and say, no, it's far more complicated. No, it's not. Let me even name the funds in which you should be investing. Let's put some money into a UTI index fund in the direct plan. If you don't need an advisor, you should stick to an index fund. Don't use too much of your brain power in searching for the best fund, etc. If you have somebody doing it for you for a reasonable fee, then it's a different thing. If you are not going to do that, then you're much better off putting money in an index fund. How much should you put in an index fund? Depending on the stage of your life. If it's a very early stage, you put 90% of what you can invest, what you have saved, you put it into an index fund, and 10% you put it into some ultra short bond fund. That's enough. As time goes by, if you need money immediately, if you need money in the next, say, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, see whether there is enough money in your ultra short bond fund. If it is not there and the markets are doing well, take some money from the index fund and put it into the ultra short bond fund. As soon as you finish off that work, make sure there is enough money in ultra short bond fund to take care of your needs for, say, 3, 4, 5 years in the worst case scenario, especially for a retired person. Even for a working person, if your salary stops, if your income stops, then do you have enough money to fall back for maybe 1 year? Right? So that's about all. Beyond that, all your money can be in an index fund, especially for those people who are not keen at all to be managing it themselves. If you're wondering which index fund, could be UTI, could be SBI, could be any of those funds which are not very expensive. And to the best of my knowledge, these are two, 3 fund houses where the expenses are very low. There is a Navi mutual fund which has started, but I would give it some waiting time. I wouldn't touch a Navi mutual fund before 2026. So give them 5 years in which they prove themselves, they build some reasonable AUM. We have a track record to find out how much is their tracking error. Right now, no, I will not touch it. So UTI index fund direct scheme or an SBI index fund direct scheme. 500 TRI is there, which is TRI 500 is also there. So if you can find any scheme which is tracking that at a low error, that's also fine. But otherwise, the Sensex or the index is good enough, right? So basically, once you get these things right, you don't have to worry too much about investing. Yes, you have to worry about inflation and therefore equity. But beyond that, don't have to worry. Just keep it as simple as it is. Such simple tools are available. So take care, ensure that you are earning well, because you let's say you studied well, you earned well, or you did your own business and you're earning well. Make sure that you are with fiscally responsible people, whether it's your employees, whether it's your husband, whether it's your wife, even if it's your children. Teaching them fiscal responsibility is very important. Take care of your basic health insurance, term insurance, etc. Buying a house, make sure you follow the 3, 20, 30, 40 rule. You'll find it on my blog. Once these things are taken care of, then your investing in just an index fund will not hurt you so much, right? So keep doing that, keep increasing your wealth, and then make sure at some stage that there is enough money for you to retire. So that is called the fuck you money or the FU money. And once you start building that up, you are financially independent, because you can go and tell your boss that I don't want to work from tomorrow. That is the very purpose. That's the best thing that your money can buy. Whatever else you buy or don't buy, right? You will buy a house, you will buy cars, you will buy experiences, you will travel, you will do all that. But the most important expensive thing that you will buy is financial freedom. And financial freedom doesn't come cheap. If you want to have a nice lifestyle, if you want to invest in experiences even after you stop earning, you need to have a reasonably big corpus, right? So go about building that corpus. You will have enough money to tell your boss that I don't want to come in from tomorrow. Remember, the greater the amount that you save and the greater the amount that you invest, the faster you will reach that stage. So maybe you reach that stage at 42, 43, and after that you want to climb the Everest, you want to climb Kanchenjunga, whatever you want to do. Fine, go ahead, do it. All that comes from the fact that you have built your portfolio without learning much about prudence, investment management. There are two things. One is you want to do it and you think you can pick stocks, you can do all those things. Fine, be my guest, learn that as a profession, do it as a profession. Second, if you think you don't want to do it, that's great. Don't have to break your head. Simple products are available. The dal chawal of investing is the index fund. So put money in a broad-based index fund, preferably international. Vanguard has one, and I'm sure it will come. Vanguard will come to India soon. So an international index fund for bonds, an international index fund for equity, 70% in equity, 30% in debt, and life is smooth, right? So you can do that. Simplicity is available. Simplicity is by choice. However, it's not a great conversation piece to have at a party saying, oh, I bought this happiest mindset and minds, and this is great, it's doing well. It doesn't matter. You will not be able to do that conversation, but believe me, you will be creating wealth for you and your family. That's important, right? Thank you.